Loki Hampson, shout out. Podcast question. If you could pick any 3 riders to make a dream team to go on the road coaching with yourself and Coach Mitchell, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. Any 3 riders, like pro or just?
Yeah. This might bring up interesting conversation of people that we have already had too.
Well, hang on. What's the question? Is it specific to pro riders?
No, if you could pick any 3 riders to make a dream team to go on the road coaching with yourself and Coach Mitchell, who would it be and why?
Should we narrow it down to just pro riders?
Do you have other people in mind other than...
Well, I don't know if anybody will know. Like you say me, half the people aren't going to know who I am.
Oh, right.
Right.
Well, and if we said Aiden, same thing. Let's say pro riders, yeah.
Yeah. So pro riders, I could probably guess yours.
I have one in mind. I have a number 1 in mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although Adam Sansorello would be the first person.
That's exactly who I was going to say. I'd say number 2 is probably Hunter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
God, I know you.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking that, but now that you say that, yeah.
Yep.
Hunter's a good coach, good with people.
The third one, I would honestly, especially the third one's recent, and you kind of raved about him. Am I on the right track?
Considering I have nobody on the top of my head, then who knows? Maybe.
How do I know you better than you know you?
Recently I had them?
Yeah. I would say within the last 3 or 4 months.
Can't think of anybody.
Marvin Muscat.
Oh, yeah. Marvin was great. You weren't there that day?
No.
Oh.
No.
He was awesome.
Told you.
Yeah. So the key is finding people, I think, that have a lot of bike skill, which most of those top pros are going to, and are articulate enough to be able to make sense of the information, and then are personable. Yeah. Adam, we had at class when he was young. So that would have been...
He wasn't that young.
No?
No. It was...
2019, 2018? He was in the 250 class for sure. He was number 92 at the time.
Yeah, but he'd already won a championship at that point.
No, I don't think he had.
No?
No. I think he won a championship right after.
I think we got him right after.
Maybe.
I think we got him right after.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was great.
We're doing one we were supposed to. Did he text me back?
To be honest, all of them were great. Here's the ones that I saw. I saw Dean. He was good. He had the most miserable day, but
well, that's also back when we would let the classes go to we weren't rolling out of there.
Yeah, the poor
until
guy.
7:30 at night.
He thought he was in shape until he did a Moto Academy class. Until he taught Moto Academy.
But then he got podium in the 450 class that weekend at Southwick, and that was like a Thursday. Baking in the heat, Winchester, New Hampshire, goes to Southwick 2 days later and gets his first and maybe only podium of the season.
Yeah.
So it was good luck. It was good karma for him putting that much effort in to help others.
Honestly, Alex Martin was really good.
Weston Pike was great.
Tyler
Bowers was good.
Tyler Bowers was really good too.
We could go on and on. There have been so many really good ones.
I think the biggest thing is it all seemed like they cared.
Yeah.
Austin Faulkner.
Kate Clayson, awesome. Faulkner was big time into it, right?
Yeah.
Not the best at talking, especially then.
He did all right though.
He was into it.
I don't know. They're all pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sansorello though would be my number 1, I think, off the top of my head.
But sorry, Jet, you didn't make the cut.
No, that's true. Jet, super personable, but making sense of things, probably not as much.
No, he did a good job. I think he did, yeah. Because he's obviously he referred to everything from what he does, which was great because he's the best out there right now. So
there were multiple times. I remember when we were filming, and this was when we were filming our partnership announcement. So this was before I got to know those guys much at all. We were at Honda Test Track in California filming with cameraman Cam, and we were doing a braking video, and Jet was trying to explain how to brake, but he had no idea how he was braking. And he goes, and so we got into an argument about, he's like, obviously I'm going to use the clutch to hit the brakes. I'm like, Jet, you're not using the clutch to hit the brakes. No, absolutely not. No. And he's like, yeah, of course I am, or else the bike would stall. I'm like, Jet, you're not using the clutch to hit the brake. And so when he came through, yes, he had a finger covering it, just like we always would, but it finally took for him to run through it a couple times to go, oh yeah, you're right.
I can see that.
Not surprising though. I mean, not only was he 18 years old, if that at the time, but a lot of fast pro riders never even think that deeply into it, which it shouldn't be that way, by the way. To be a good rider moving forward, people should think of it as studying. You should study and you should know every single thing there is to know about all of it.
Well, and then we talked about being deliberate, like riding with a purpose too. It's, you know, it's the same thing. I say this to Donovan too. For those of you who do know me, you know that I have a nephew that's in the NBA. But one of the advantages is you look at these kids that are entering into the sport and, you know, they're passengers, right? They're passengers. They don't go into it. By the way, this is their career now, so they should be invested in it and coming up with plans. But it's no different for us when we go out and we ride, and we're part of it is to enjoy it, but to get better, we should always have a plan. Always, whether it's, you know what, today is the day that I'm not going to pull the clutch in when I brake. Today is that day, and I'm going to work on that. And for someone
stick to it
and be intentional with it. And I do the same thing with him in his sport too. I tell him, I'm like, today is the day you're going to focus so much on rebounds that nobody else is going to get to rebound. And those are the things that you have to start to think about rather than just being out there playing a role.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.